So I'm Mark Waters with Startup Canada with Laura Lewis in advance of the Sydney Town Hall. And the first question that I want to ask you, Laura, is why did you choose to become an entrepreneur? Why are you passionate about entrepreneurship?
Well, I think that I wanted to own my own business when I was 5. I remember going to the store and buying chocolate bars and then trying to sell them on the street for a profit. So I think it was always something that was in me. Um, when I got older, I went to university and obtained a degree, and then I worked for the family business, which was a seasonal business. So when it closed down in October, I felt that, I wanted something more. So at the time in our community, downtown, one of the local department stores had closed down. And they had a children's department in the store. And so when that closed, it opened up a market, a need for children's wear. So I thought, well, you know what? I know there's a little spot in another shopping location that has space for rent, and why don't I just try that? And so that's what I did.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And I think the great thing about entrepreneurs is they dive in. They dive in when they see an opportunity. But one of the things I wanted to go to that you just mentioned is you said it was always in you. You think to be an entrepreneur, and I'd love to ask the question: do you think that entrepreneurs are born, or can they be made?
I don't know. I know I was born. I always wanted to open my own business.
And one of the other things that you've mentioned, which I find really intriguing, you talked about being involved in a family business, and we haven't really explored what's the role of the family in supporting the entrepreneur. And I'm wondering if you could provide a comment on that.
Well, it makes Thanksgiving dinner very different when you're in a family business. Um, Family businesses are wonderful. They're tough, different personalities, and you are a family. But there's many great family businesses out there that, that thrive.
Absolutely, and I actually come from a family business, so there's a bit of stress sometimes that's involved in, yeah, in that situation, and that's for sure. You did mention a point though about when you were younger that you didn't get some support to become an entrepreneur, and you likely would have fallen flat on your face. Do you think that there's a particular age that's appropriate for people to really begin thinking seriously about becoming an entrepreneur?
Oh, sure. I think maybe, first of all, being an entrepreneur can be very, very stressful. And I feel, for me, I'm only speaking for myself, that I needed some life skills that would set me up for, give me that strength to keep going. And so I was in my late 30s when I opened up my business. And I think that was a good time for me. I think that owning your own business, being an entrepreneur is a great thing, but I think there's other things as well, and I think you should, take that path and go to school and, maybe start a family. And I think those are all important things too, because once you are a small business owner, there's a lot of freedom that you have, but then again, there's a lot of freedoms that you don't have.
Absolutely, and that's interesting. We're learning about people then starting up from all components of life, and so entrepreneurship's open to anybody at any stage, which is great. So obviously, then being part of the community, knowing a lot of entrepreneurs, do you see any particular really important challenges that entrepreneurs face that we're not doing a good enough job of helping them tackle right now?
Well, one of the main problems is I generally find that entrepreneurs they tend to be creative people, people that want to make a change, and the business is their outlet to do that. There's another component to a business, and it's called the money. I call it the money, the finances of the business, and that is critical when you're operating a business. I was fortunate enough to work under the umbrella of other entrepreneurs, and they mentored me in many ways about finances, and here's okay, great, you got your creative outlook on the business, but these are the things that you need to know about the money portion of the business. If I didn't have that mentoring from them, I would have fallen flat on my face for sure long ago.
Absolutely, and we're hearing a lot about, in a very positive way, about the benefits of mentorship. And I like that that's a creative approach to solving the financial challenge, not by throwing more money at it, but by being smarter with your money through mentors, which is great. So if you had then any kind of a message to deliver to young, budding, or older entrepreneurs who are looking at getting involved, what would that inspirational message be?
Well, I guess I would have to say that there are many budding entrepreneurs out there, and they know it in their hearts. But there's probably a great deal of fear, too, to start up your own business. But what I could say about that is if you don't try, then you will never know. And go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Absolutely, and so jump in regardless of whether or not you may fail or succeed. And I have a question: have you failed in any of your business endeavors yet, or have you succeeded all the way through?
Oh, I've failed many times. If you don't fall down, you can't get back up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us. That was wonderful. Very inspirational message. Perfect.